I've already had whiskey.
It's another Formula One show, and we're back with the post show for Monza. And it's sick to say that McLaren and their stupid papaya rules have come up with the dumbest thing again by handing initiative to Lando Norris over Piastri. And we need to discuss that is Mustafa, Kule, and Mr. Johnny.
All right, before I talk about how stupid McLaren is, let's pan to Kule. Kule, tell us about the clothes you're wearing because we're pretty jealous about it.
Yes, my very, very beautiful and loving wife gave me this for my birthday. As you can see on the number, it's of a number of a driver that's not been doing very well.
44. Is that how old he is? That's how old he is. He's about that old.
But he's had a phenomenal drive today, despite his position. He's done fantastically well.
All right. Okay, so we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that. But let's go to this. F1, I've never seen the likes of a team like McLaren. Best engineers. They've got people in the chemistry room with beakers who create the perfect car. But it's the stupidest F1 team I've ever seen in my life for two reasons. Number one, I've never seen a 6-second pit stop in my life in F1. This ain't NASCAR. This ain't NASCAR. A 6-second pit stop in my life.
Then Norris.
And they did it. It was their mistake. Then they say, Piastri, we know you're beating your teammate, but we gave him a bad pit stop. Could you just move aside, and let him come in front of you? And Piastri does. That is horrible. If Piastri loses this championship by 3 points later on in the year, he will look back to this day in which, due to no fault of his own, he was made to give back a place. I have no more words. I don't have any more words. What are your thoughts, Mr. Johnny?
Yeah, man. For me, at first, the race was so exciting and nice. I was like, yeah, all that stuff going on in the beginning, and then that stupid the aftertaste of it, it took everything out of the race. It took like it was like I don't know how to explain. It just went off. I was like, what?
No. And so, Mr. Johnny, I know you're a Norris fan, so I'm not dissing Norris.
Yeah.
But even Norris, you don't want to win a championship that way. Do you get my point?
Exactly.
Because these things happen. And here's the question. And I'm going to ask Kule, do you think if it had been the other way, if they had made a pit stop mistake for Piastri, do you think they would have said, oh, Piastri, you have to give the place back, Norris, you have to give the place back to Piastri?
In the words of Achilles when he fought Hector, on your feet, young prince, I do not want a stone to take my glory. Because he tripped over a stone and he didn't want him to get, he didn't want to say because of the stone, that's why I killed you. I think that's something similar to what happened today.
Yeah, but that's F1. That's F1. Let me give you an example. Norris has had many, I'm not dissing Norris. Where Norris' season ended was when he tried to pass Piastri where there was no space and he DNF'd. Remember that weeks ago. So what I'm saying is that you can't do this to Piastri though, because no other team would have. Could you imagine telling Red Bull telling Verstappen, we gave Yuki a bad pit stop, now you slow down? No, this is not F1. It's not of the spirit of F1. There needs to be a little bit of competitiveness in F1. For them to ask Piastri to give up a place to Norris because their team made a mistake, it means they're punishing the drivers for their mistake. Do you get my point? They're punishing the drivers. And even Norris knows it. Norris was quiet when the team said, good job, Norris, you came second. He didn't say anything because he knows that it's just dishonorable. It'll be just like, let's say I get in a fight with you, Kule, and then Afolabi holds you and says, don't worry, Kule. Kule can beat you, but now we're holding him. You can punch him. I won't punch you. Because, no, you know why? Because it's disgraceful. We have to win on the track. That's part of pit stops and DNFs. It's part of the fortune.
Good luck or bad luck.
It's part of the chaos of F1. And for them to do this, we know that Zach Brown likes Norris, so it makes me wonder. I think that if I were Piastri, even though he has a good car, he needs to leave. He needs to leave McLaren. I think he needs to leave McLaren because it's clear that even though he's winning for them, they don't like him. What do you think? I'll go back to Mr. Johnny about that. What do you think about the statement I just made? It seemed, and I know you're a Norris fan. I'm not against Norris, but it seems like the team is making it too clear that they want Norris to win the championship. What do you think, Mr. Johnny?
You mentioned that before. I always said I never saw that coming, but today it just looked like Norris is the preferred guy, and I mean it's just I keep hearing it in my ears, very very ugly sounds what they just said. You know how we said it then. You know how we repeated what is. I mean, what they said. It's like it's horrible. I can't even get it out of my
No, no,
mind
no, it's
anymore.
very bad.
Those
And I don't blame.
words.
And I'm going to take your side, Mr. Johnny, because Norris is a better driver, and he deserved to win this week.
And he was actually doing very well. He was driving very well the whole race. You know.
You know what makes it really bad? What makes it really bad is, sorry, what makes it really bad is if like there's 20 laps to go and somebody is all over Norris's ass and Norris is struggling and he's not very fast, and then you now say, okay, let them swap places because you have a better chance of charging on to the rest of the race. That makes sense.
Yeah,
but at
different.
the stage of the race where you're almost at the end, no one is going to catch him. No one is going to catch Piastri. He's not in any danger. If Norris wants that place, he should get it back fair and square competitively. Because I know that if the roles were reversed and it was Norris that had to do that, they wouldn't have. You can't do that to Verstappen or Russell. All you'd hear is long beeps on you would just hear beep because you'd just be swearing. You just
swear, or you can't do that, or
have to edit the entire
for example, a lot of people were saying that Hamilton should have given. A lot of people were saying Hamilton should have given Leclerc a toe in the qualifying. For where? No way. It doesn't matter. That's not how we do F1. You get my point. What are your thoughts? Mr. Folabi is drinking his tea. Obviously, it's not wine. And he's like, where are these guys going to give me my chance? What do you think, Mr.
Don't mind about Folabi. I'm drinking tea with you today.
I think this has confusion written all over it because I don't understand why someone is culpable for a pit stop delay and then you ask his teammates to allow him through. And how do you think Piastri as a driver would be feeling? And I wonder, is it at the point of signing contract with these teams that they actually agree to this kind of nonsense?
Oh, yeah.
Because
they probably have something in the contract.
Yeah, is against the competition and the fierceness that comes with Formula One. It's
are you there?
Yeah.
Frozen.
I hope he's still there. I agree that McLaren is an amateur team. They understand engineering and they understand but they're not good at pit stops. They're not good at setup.
Strategy.
They're not good at and things like that. And let's also remember they've been exposed because we now see that car is not fast. Verstappen had better race pace than they did. It's just that their car has so much grip. And as Kunle said, the car is good for slow tracks, but it's not good for fast tracks because it's clear there was no way they were going to beat Verstappen on this track. Because it seems like, would you agree with me, Mr. Johnny, that if F1 was all high-speed tracks, Red Bull would win the championship?
Kind of thing, yes. Because, I mean, there's evidence as we just saw today.
What it means is that F1 is corrupt. They make these slow tracks so that teams like McLaren can win because of grip. But what we want F1, we want rocket ships. We want to see people like Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton and Verstappen win, who go all out. But with these slow tracks, it makes guys like Piastri and Norris look better. So all in all, McLaren has been exposed today. They have good balance. They have good traction, but they don't have aerodynamics. Ferrari has aerodynamics, and you saw how Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton did this week. And Red Bull has good aerodynamics. It's just that when you get to these slow tracks. So we shouldn't be shouting about McLaren too much. And also, the worst thing about McLaren is their play calling. How do you tell someone who's in the championship lead to give a place back to his team because you made a mistake in your pit stop? Last thought quickly about that, Mr. Johnny, then we'll go to the next subject. Yeah.
Man, I'm even tired of talking about that one because that's like it's
Johnny look down. And Johnny, you look down, and I know because you like McLaren and you like Norris.
Yeah.
But even with you, this leaves a bitter taste in your mouth, right? Yeah.
Right now, I mean, it's all gone. That's as in who knows what else they're manipulating at the back.
No.
They can really do that in front.
Can I say something? If I were Piastri, I'd be very careful because you never know. He might have a DNF next race, if you know what I mean. They may manipulate his car. No, they may manipulate his car. They may manipulate his car for Norris. And it seems like Zach Brown, I don't trust Zach Brown. He's an American guy who drove Indy. He didn't drive F1. This is not fair at all. Okay, on that note, what last thoughts do you have about that? What last thoughts do you have about that, Mr. Kunle? Yeah.
Yeah, we shouldn't forget that this is a sport and it's an entertainment sport. And Piastri has fans. There are people that went out there to watch Piastri do really well in this race. There are people that that want Piastri to do better than Norris. They're fans.
Totally disappointed.
The supporting fans.
Yeah.
We can understand if it's teamwork. If it's teamwork in order to make sure the team gets more points, that's understandable. But that's not what's going on here. A mistake was made, and that's how a lot of cars get past each other. And he wasn't allowed to do that because he was his teammate. That's wrong. It's not. It's not.
Yeah. So we'll end on that.
It shouldn't be allowed, and it should be voiced. And it's not even if the driver doesn't mind, his supporters mind. I don't care if the driver doesn't mind. The supporters were the ones that make it a sport in the first place. What's the point? Why don't? Okay, then why don't they just organize themselves in a procession, drive around,
Monaco,
and then let's just call it. Since they don't want to race, why don't we just do that? Let's just drive around and not race. Because that's not racing.
Yeah, very good point. Thank you, guys. I'm betting that we're the only show on F1 that's talking about this, because all the other show are British people. They're like, oh, unfortunate, but anyway, it's okay. But no, we're telling the fucking truth here. And you know me.
People say it's not cricket, and I say, yes, it's not cricket. It's motorsport.
No, this is some bullshit. Anyway, let's go to the next thing.